Hello, beautiful human. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're new, welcome for the first time. My name is Katie. I am from Holistically Humble, and thank you so much for landing on this video. If you weren't already aware, in my last video, I posted my 7-day cold plunging experience where I jumped into the ocean for 7 days in a row. I will link it up above here and also put it down below in the description for you to check out. But if you go check it out, make sure you come back to this video and watch how my experience was, what it benefited me, did I hate it, did I love it? Come back to make sure. If you're gonna stick around here, let's get into it. So one of the very first things I noticed was, although I've wanted to do this for a long time now, let's cue a couple years, maybe even more, I noticed that my motivation and self-dedication to this, for jumping into the ocean for 7 days in a row, was very high. I knew that I wanted to do this, and if you see the video, then you know that some of the days were like pretty cold. Yes, I did it at the end of May into June, so it was starting to get a little bit warm, but also on some days it was raining and freezing cold, or what I call freezing cold, and it was a challenge, but I noticed how motivated I was just to complete it. And I know 7 days maybe to some of you might feel like a very long time, but to others are like, no problem. Then I just want to say, I hope that this inspires you to motivate yourself to do something for 7 days in a row. If 7 days seems too much, let's cut it down to 4 days in a row maybe, or a number that seems more manageable to you. I like to think of it as if I do it for 7 days in a row and I really enjoy it, why not continue it? So for you, this could be like drinking more water to stay hydrated. It could be reading 2 to 10 pages of a book each day, morning, night, whatever serves you for X amount of days in a row. It could be to eat home-cooked meals every day for 3 to 7 days in a row. So whatever it is, just see if it motivates you as much as it motivated me to do something that I really wanted to do. And yeah, it would just make me feel really good, like I'm accomplishing something that is benefiting me. The second thing I noticed was that my temperature was regulating. So what I mean by this is that normally what happens for me is I'm quite warm in the mornings, and then in the evenings, even though it might be a little bit warmer in the house or what have you, I'm actually quite cold. So I'm putting on like pants and a sweater when my partner is just in like shorts and nothing else. So what I noticed by jumping into the ocean for 7 days in a row, or cold exposure, was that my body temperature normalized, which was really, really amazing for me. I noticed that in the evenings I wasn't as cold as I normally had been. So this was huge. So I definitely am saying that as one of the things that was beneficial. The next thing I noticed was my reaction to the cold water changed. I actually craved it, believe it or not. I wanted to go into the ocean. So yes, the external temperature outside was quite cold at some days, but the water was cold as well. But I noticed that either it was like my body was adjusting to it, or like my mind was adjusting to it. But the fact that I knew that it was cold out and I still wanted to go into the water, and then when I went into the water, it wasn't actually as shocking as maybe the first day or some days before if I had tried to jump in as well. So with that being said, I was able to actually calm the body, calm my breath, use breathwork techniques in order to stay in longer, because I wanted to have that cold exposure from the first couple days to be like 15 seconds can I stay in the water, up to then a minute to 3 minutes. It depended on the day and how hot it was outside or what have you, but it made me feel really good to have that not be as maybe stressful for my body to go into the cold water. It was more like I wanted it, I craved it. Another thing, and maybe one of the final things, was that I felt so much better after going in and putting myself in cold exposure, aka jumping in the Pacific Ocean. This made me feel better. For example, if on the day, whatever day it was, day 3, day 5, whatever, if I felt like I didn't really want to go in, or I was kind of in a lower mood, lower energy, I didn't really want to do it, but I knew I was dedicating myself to 7 days in a row, so I just pushed myself. what do you know, next thing when I go in and I put myself in the cold water, I come out, it's like this rejuvenating feeling of that I can do this. I can, you know, go about the rest of my day and feel really good. So it was definitely an energy enhancer, a mood booster. It made me just feel very clear and good. So of course there are many more benefits that happened, but they might have been subtle and not enough for me to say in this video. So what I highly recommend you do is challenge yourself. Can you challenge yourself to 7 days in a row of cold exposure? Or again, like I said earlier in this video, is it something that you've wanted to do for, you know, a short period of time, 2 to 7 days, that you know would benefit your health? You've always wanted to try it, but you just haven't. Anyways, I hope this video inspires you to do it. You can do this, and whatever it is you decide, I would love for you to put it down below in the comment section and let me know and help motivate and inspire others to see what you are motivated to doing. So you see that I'm in my studio, and I wanted to film this video by the ocean several times, but it was really windy and I couldn't really get it. So I thought, why don't we go to the ocean right now and I take a dip. See ya soon. So I'm here at the ocean. I'm gonna dunk in again. I'm going to be honest and say that it hasn't been consecutively each day in a row since I filmed the video, but I do push myself to do it. It is summer and I want to maybe hold myself more accountable to jump in the ocean 7 days in a row in like October. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video with me jumping into the ocean. Thank you again for watching. I will see you soon.